Very good morning to you all children of class 4. We have started the lesson 5, the southern plateaus and the islands, isn't it? So you all are reading by yourselves, understanding, and you are doing the homework regularly and properly. That's very good. So now let me send you, now I am sending you an explanation video of slot 1. So when I'm doing this, when you're watching the video, open your textbook, look into the book. I'll be reading every line, and you will also know how to pronounce some words, some difficult words. So open the book, and then when I'm reading, you also look into the book and then listen to the video, watch the video. In this lesson, we will read about the southern plateaus and the 2 island groups. So southern plateau, what do you mean by southern? Southern means the bottom part of from the middle to bottom part of India is called southern part. And the upper part, from the middle to upper part is north. You all know that, isn't it? So, and the islands also we are going to learn about. You have learned this from second class, first class you are learning about plateau. Plateau, what is other word for, other name for plateau? It's a tableland, isn't it? It's a hard rocky land, high like a table from the normal plains, and you can't grow crops on them, only grass and few herbs grow there. So mostly the cattle rearing people, they take the cattle and the sheep to the plateau region to feed them. The southern plateaus. Now we are going to learn about the southern plateaus. The southern plateaus are located to the south of the northern plains. So from the middle to the bottom, I said, isn't it? They are triangular in shape and are surrounded by hill ranges. See map 5.1. This map, if you see, you will understand it better. See, from the middle it is here, this is the north, and here this is the south, isn't it? And this is west, Arabian Sea, east, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean in the south. And here in the northern side, we all know that this is a mountain range, isn't it? Mountains are there here. And now we are going to learn about the plateaus. The surface of the plateau region is rocky and uneven. The surface means the top portion of the plateau is rocky. Rocky means hard, and it is uneven. You will be seeing the ditches. Ditches means the pits. Most of the rivers in the southern plateaus are not as long as those in the northern plains. Most of the rivers in the southern plateau region, the rivers are not very long, like they flow from one state to the other state, like that. But here in the northern states, you can see the rivers flowing from there to the south also. They, however, flow with great speed. On their way, they form waterfalls. On the plateau region also, the rivers flow, making gaps, and the water flowing from the plateau, we see the waterfalls, isn't it? With great force, they fall down. River Narmada roughly divides the plateau region into 2 parts. River Narmada roughly means unevenly divides the plateau region into 2 parts. The Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. The Central Highlands in the north and the Deccan Plateau towards the south. In the map only you can see. See, the Central Highlands are here in the northern side of the middle part of India, and Deccan Plateau is in the southern side. The Central Highlands, we are learning about that. The Central Highlands are surrounded by the Aravalli Hills towards the northwest, the Vindhya range. Towards the south, the Chota Nagpur Plateau towards the east, and the Rajmahal Hills towards the northeast. The Malwa Plateau lies in the center. Many rivers of the Central Highlands join the Yamuna and the Ganga from the south. Chambal, Betwa and Son are a few of these rivers. If you read, you will understand, children. You have to look into the book. The Chota Nagpur Plateau covers Jharkhand, northern Odisha and northeastern Chhattisgarh. The region has large deposits of coal and other minerals. Plateaus are not waste, children. They have many kind of minerals on the inside the plateau. The Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau extends from river Narmada up to the southern tip of peninsular India. You all learnt about peninsula. What's the meaning of peninsula? The water covered on the three sides of the land is called a peninsula. So India is a peninsular country because it is covered with oceans and seas on the three sides. That is Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean and Arabian Sea. Anaimodi is the highest peak in the region. The Deccan Plateau is surrounded by the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. The Deccan Plateau is surrounded, means on both the sides. On the sides you can see here. This side and this side. The earth is, the Indian earth is surrounded by the Western and the Eastern Ghats. Ghats means what? On the mountain regions, on the highlands, they make roads, isn't it? Round like this, high places. Those are called Ghats. The region has large deposits of coal and other minerals. Coal is very important to run the trains, to manufacture, to produce electricity, and all these things they use coal, and to run the factories. Big factories, otherwise they will need lot of electricity, so we can't provide electricity for every purpose, isn't it? So they use coal to run the machines. The Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau extends from river Narmada up to the southern tip of peninsular India. Anaimodi is the highest peak in this region. The Deccan Plateau is surrounded by the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. These Ghats meet at the Nilgiri hills. Many rivers such as Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri originate from the Western Ghats and flow eastwards. These rivers like Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri, which are found in the southern part of India, they are flowing from the western. They originate. Originate means they take birth. Birth means again, birth means not really birth, but they start from there. Their starting places from the Western Ghats and flow towards the eastern part of India, southern India. The Eastern Ghats are broken into small hill ranges by rivers flowing from the Western Ghats. Most of these rivers fall into the Bay of Bengal. So most of this river water is wasting, flowing into the Bay of Bengal. It's a big ocean, isn't it? Godavari is the longest river in the Deccan Plateau. Godavari river is the longest river which flows in the southern states, in three of the states. Life in the region. The southern plateaus cover the states of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Maharashtra. These states have rich deposits of minerals such as coal, iron ore, copper and manganese. All these things are used in electronic goods, and in different things they use all these deposits of minerals. Thus, mining is an important activity here. Farming is also an important occupation. The farmers grow wheat, rice, millets, groundnut, cotton and sugarcane. These crops need, some of these crops need less water, so they grow in the Deccan Plateau. Why? Because this is a mostly rocky place, rocky area. Madhya Pradesh. Farming and mat weaving are the main occupations. So people of Madhya Pradesh, they live mostly on the farming, weaving of mats. Mats? We spread them on the floor and we use them, isn't it? Those are called mats. The main occupations are farming and mat weaving. Panna has diamond mines. Panna is a place in Madhya Pradesh, and it has lot of diamond mines. Indore, Bhopal, Gwalior and Jabalpur are industrial cities. The Kanha National Park and the Bandhavgarh National Park protect tigers. Panchmari, Sachi and Khajuraho attract many tourists. These are the tourist places in Madhya Pradesh. If you go to Madhya Pradesh, you can visit these tourist places. You will learn many things from them. Chhattisgarh. In addition to the minerals already mentioned, tin is also mined in Chhattisgarh. Tin means we all know, isn't it? When we buy something like things like fruit juice, sometimes fruits we get in a tin, and powder and many things which is used for storing oil. The state is rich in forest products. People collect wood, tendu leaves, honey and lac from forests. Bhilai has a steel plant. Saila is a popular folk dance. Folk dance of Chhattisgarh is called Saila. So this is the explanation of first 2 pages, children. So in the next video, I am going to explain the rest of the lesson. Thank you.